Hello and welcome back to Accessible Globe TV, where today, after a long break, we are cooking on wheels. As everybody knows, I love cooking and I've really enjoyed doing little features on how I've learned to cook safely for myself, and I've always been a very big champion for the Thermomix. Now, there are 3 products that we are going to showcase over the next few weeks. One of them is the Thermomix TM7. There's a graphic of it there. That is the new version of the Thermomix, which is coming out. It's come out. I'm just waiting for mine to be delivered, in fact. It's got some great new features that make it a lot safer for me in a wheelchair to cook. For example, the bowl, which is that black thing you can see on the top. With the TM6 and before, the previous Thermomixes, whenever you cooked in that and you took it off the Thermomix and you had to carry it, say, to the bench, well, you had to be careful because the bowl was hot. So you sort of had to balance the bowl and you couldn't really just sit it in your lap or whatever while you're wheeling your chair because it's hot. But with the TM7, it's insulated and the bowl remains completely cool, and that's fantastic. It makes it so much easier to use in a wheelchair. Also, it's a lot easier to get on and off the base than the TM6. That's coming soon, and I'm really excited to show you that. All of our cooking on wheels in the past have been about the Thermomix. The problem with just talking about the Thermomix is that, of course, if you say doing a roast chicken or a cake or whatever, you need to put it in an oven. And I have a lot of trouble getting things into the oven, which is low down in my kitchen. I've got to open the door, which is opens outwards, and I can't get near the oven, and it's really difficult to use. So it limits some of the meals I can make, which is quite annoying sometimes. Of course, there are bench ovens that are great also, and you know, we all seen them on kitchen benches, and they're great too, but you can only do one sort of cooking in them at the time. Well, guess what? I have found a new product called the Ninja Combi, and I think it's wonderful. There's a graphic of that. When you see it, it looks tiny and small, and when I thought I'd look at it and buy it, I thought, oh, it's not going to work. You can't fit anything in it. But I cooked a full roast chicken and veggies in 30 minutes in my Ninja Combi, which is amazing. Let's go and have a look at the actual Ninja Combi. If you can see here, there's a switch, which goes one way or the other. I'll tell you, if you have the switch one way, it's like a normal oven. It grills, it air fries, it bakes, reheats, slow cooks, sears and sautés. It does pizza and toast. But if I flick the switch the other way, which is up in this case, it has a combination cook. Pop back to me, Carl, and I'll tell you what they are. The combination means that you can do one thing on the bottom of the oven and another thing on the top. And the other day, Carl and I made a stir fry in the top, and on the bottom, we cooked absolutely perfect rice, all in the one apparatus at the same time, because it is a combi cooker. I'll show you some of the things that come out of it. Just have to move a little bit here. You get 3 trays in it, the top tray, then you get 2 bottom trays. You can see them here, and if I lift the lid, this is the bottom part of the tray, and this is the top. So you put water into this, you put your veggies in there, and they steam and boil and do whatever. The steam comes up. You put the meat, in this case of the chicken we're going to do, on top of that. The top of the oven roasts it. The juices mix in with the water and they make a lovely set of veggies on the bottom, and you can even roast some of the veggies on the top. It's quite amazing, really. I did forget something too. The other thing we're going to show you is the Thermomix sensor, because it means we don't have to keep checking ovens. We can find out when things are ready just by the temperature. We'll talk about that next week. Right now, getting back to what we're doing. You can see I haven't done it for a while. We are going to cook now in 30 minutes a whole roast chicken dinner. Yep, I know you don't believe it, but we are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 cups of water into my bowl here, which we've already measured out, obviously. I'll put that over there, and I'll just put the bowl away for a moment because it's going to make it. My producer goes crazy when I move things around, but we'll be right. I'll bring these over here. I'll start with the potatoes. Now you can use quite big potatoes, and that's no problem. But we've got the little baby ones and they're nice to use, so I might as well start with them, shall I? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them because they're so small. Just going to cut them in halves. I should have actually had a few more so I could roast a few more to show you, but we'll be right. There's 2 there. I'll put them aside to roast. And I'll do those ones, and I'll do that one. So they're all chopped up, as you can see, and I'm going to place them into the bottom here. I should have probably put them in before the water, but that's the way I'm doing it today, getting it all mixed up. Really makes no difference, except that it would have been easier to put it into the oven if I'd added the water after I'd put the tray in the oven. Anyway, pumpkin. I never thought I'd like pumpkin. But guess what, guys? I love pumpkin. Let me get that over here again. I'm going to add the pumpkin in, which I had Carl cut for me because cutting pumpkin is quite difficult on this table, so I got him to do it for me. And then, guess what else I'm going to add? Carrots. Now, can you see, Carl? Can you see that? Right, I'll just chop the ends of the carrots. Just because my mum always did. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but that's what she did. Now, of course, I could peel them and everything. I'm not going to. I'm just going to cut them into pieces like this. And I'm going to add them into the tray as well. I'll do all the carrots. I like them. So, and this is not going to take long, believe me. And you don't even have to cut them that small, but I'll put them in. I've got one more carrot, and I'll pop that. I'll do the one things with that, and that gives me all my carrots. My pumpkin and potato, I'll show you before I put them away. Hopefully I'll be able to do this now. I've messed up the way I mean to do it. I'll get that now. Pop over to here, Carl. Very well done. He's a good producer, that Carl. So you can see in there, they're all in there ready. I'm going to put this on top. So it's there for my chicken. I should have put them on before, but we're all good. And I put my chicken on top of here. Sorry, Carl, I'm not doing this well. I know I shouldn't lift it like this, but I'm the only other one eating it, so Carl doesn't need it. He's had enough today. And I'll just put a little bit of garlic oil onto it, just to give it a bit of extra taste. And just pop it out. You tell me how much, Carl. Is that enough? That'll do. All right, now I'm going to pretend I'm a chef here, and I'm going to brush it on a bit. So I think this is called basting. And I'm going to put that straight in to the oven. Just like that. There's a little button there that tells the cooker there's something there. And we'll put this away because we're not using that today. And I will I'll put these 2 potatoes that I kept over into there for roasting. Something a little bit different. So we've got some steamed ones on the bottom, a couple of roasted ones on the top. I'll shut the door. Now I've got to make sure that the top is on the combi cook, because I'm cooking one lot of food on the bottom, which is the veggies, and the chicken on the top. So what do I do now? It's pretty simple. I just turn on the Ninja Combi and I select up here the temperature. Well, first of all, I'll say what I'm going to use. Down here, I'm going to use Combi Crisp, and that's right there because I want to crisp up the skin a bit. Now I'm going to put the temperature. I'm going to do 185 today, Carl. And the time, over here, I've got the time. I put that to 30 minutes. And believe it or not, that's it. All I've got to do is hit start. And you'll see these little lines come across. That tells me that it's heating up the water. Once the water's got to the desired temperature, the 30 minutes will begin, and in 30 minutes time, I know you don't believe it, we are going to have a full roast chicken dinner in the Ninja Combi. And that, to me, was a revelation. It was absolutely amazing. It made me happy because all of a sudden, in my wheelchair, I could make my own roast dinner, including the veggies, in an easily reachable oven, and there was no problems at all with it. And that's the Ninja Combi. And we really love it so far. A little bit later in the week, we're going to show you how we can make lamb chops, and we're going to do a stir fry with rice for you and show you all the different combi cooking you can do. It really is quite a revelation, and it really opened up the world to me for cooking. So that's a Ninja Combi. We're going to come back in 30 minutes and show you that we're telling you the truth. So until then, you know, talk amongst yourselves. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Well, we've got a couple of minutes to go with our roast chicken. I did mention this sensor, the Thermomix sensor, just before we started cooking. Excuse me. It's a wonderful thing, again, that helped me with my cooking, being in a wheelchair, because one of the problems I have is, you know, it might say to cook a roast chicken or a roast lamb or a cake or bread for a certain amount of time in the oven, and you're always going back and checking, and you can't see if you can't get down there and whatever. This little sensor, you put it into the meat or into the bread or into the cake. You go onto an app and you say, I'm making a cake, it's this kind of cake. I want it to be moist, I want it to be whatever, or if it's a lamb roast, I want it to be medium rare or medium whatever. And it tells you when your cooking is done, when it's ready to take out, how long to rest it, and you don't have to worry about what time you have to put something into the oven for, because this knows when it's cooked. And that is a game changer for me. No more worrying, put it in, lets me know when it's ready, comes up. You don't have to have a Thermomix for these to work, they'll even work on your mobile phone. That is the Thermomix sensor. I recommend that. We're going to show you a little about that in upcoming episodes of Cooking on Wheels. And as I said, we'll be doing also the TM7. If you pop over here, Carl, to this, to the Ninja Combi for a minute, you can see that it's got a light on. The Ninja Combi automatically puts the light on for you to tell you that it's almost ready, so you can check it and add some time if you want, or do whatever you need to do. So for the last minute, it automatically puts the light on. You can put the light on any time you want during the cooking, and have a look for yourself. If you could mute the mic a sec, Carl, I just got a cough. Sorry if you heard that. I'm back again. Yes, please subscribe. It helps us a lot. If you could subscribe, and please comment, because when people comment, YouTube knows you comment and they go, oh, people are interested, and the channel grows. We're really happy to be doing Cooking on Wheels and all the other types of programs that we do. and we really want to get back into doing a lot more. I'm going to put these very fashionable mittens on, oven gloves, whatever you want to call them. If you pop back over, it's ready. I just have to open it up now. Look at that, looks beautiful. Now I will put these on and I will try to pull it out for you to show you what it looks like. Look at that, 30 minutes. I told you we'd give you a roast chicken, and we have. Now, normally in a kitchen I can do this a lot safer. I'm just going to move the Ninja Combi back a little bit. If you want to break to me, Carl, so people don't see the chaos and the madness as we do this. And I'm going to bring this around so that I don't have to do dangerous moving. This is the chicken. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now, normally I'd be testing it to tell you what it's like, but my producer Carl thinks he's Gordon Ramsay, and he tells me I'm not allowed to test any of the food until I plate it. I think he's suffering from delusions of grandeur myself, but anyway, here we go. I'll empty some of that juices out, as you can see. Plenty of good looking juices there, yummy, yummy, yummy. Over onto the plate that I've got, which I'll bring over in a minute. Thank you very much for that. I probably could have let it drain a little bit longer. Now what I've got to do, if I can work it out, is I'll just show you one of these roast potatoes, the ones on the top that roasted. I don't know if you can see it, but they're very roasted, so I'll pop them there. And they're fully roasted. The ones on the bottom are also a bit steamed, but they're also a bit roasted, you'll see in a moment. Sorry, I'm botching this up. Sorry, producer Carl, Gordon Ramsay, whatever you want to call yourself. I've just got to get this up, which I will do now. And I will put this over, away, out of the way. I'll just let it drip a bit. I'll pop it over here. And here are our veggies. Now you can't see them, so I'm going to just, you think I should move them back, Carl, just so you can see? You can see them a little bit there. They're very, very well done. Very well cooked, beautiful in fact. What I'm going to do is what Carl calls plate them up. I'll get some potatoes, and you want the plate where you can see it, I guess, right, Carl? Yeah. Where can we do that? Hang on. I've got to make him happier. He gets most upset. Where do we want it? About there? How's that? I'll get some carrots and some potatoes. This is actually could have had a little bit less water in. Probably didn't need the full 2 cups today, but you can see some of them are quite brown. This was the roasted one, which is a lot more brown. We've got potato, we've got pumpkin. I love pumpkin. Never thought I'd say I love pumpkin. When I was a kid, I thought pumpkin was disgusting. Now I love it. Funny how our tastes do change. I'm not going to do the whole lot here because we would totally fill up the plate if I did that. I don't know if you know how much is left, but there's an awful lot left here. So this is a meal for quite a few people cooked in 30 minutes in the combi. Just trying to get a bit of it out so you can see. Not easy to get it out quickly though. Sorry. I think that'll do, Carl. I think there's a lot of pumpkin left. A lot of carrots left. I'll just move all them over to the side for now. You can see them there if you want to have a look. And I'll put that over here as well, which gives me quite some nice looking food. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm being a bit uncouth there, but how beautifully done the chicken is. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on. My friend Dave will be saying, not so much salt. But Dave's not here, so who cares? Here we go. So this is what we have. Am I allowed to try it now, Carl? Okay. Right then. So let me try first the steamed potato, and I'll be honest with you. Oh. Soft and really completely cooked. I'll try a bit of carrot. These can sometimes take a bit longer, but I can tell you now, cooked to perfection. And I'm serious, I mean 30 minutes. And I couldn't have done it in any other way but the Ninja Combi. Let me finish that bit of carrot, hang on. Pumpkin, I better try that. Soft as for the fork to go in, you wouldn't believe. Excuse me eating it, but I'll have to eat a bit. That is absolutely beautiful. A little bit warm, but now let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the chicken. The chicken is cooked to perfection. The skin is crispy. The meat is cooked. Can you see that, Carl? It is absolutely perfect. Well, I told you, 30 minutes in the Ninja Combi, a full roast chicken, so you can cook a meal for your family as well. You can cook a meal and be fully independent, very, very safe. And trust me, it's so good that even though you're filming and you shouldn't be eating, you have to have just a little bit more. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I can show you the skin, but I'll just pull it off with my hand. It is beautifully crispy. That's a very crispy bit there. You can hear it. Perfection. All in the Ninja Combi. All in 30 minutes plus, I guess about 4 or 5 minutes for the water to heat up. The only thing that you might have noticed is there's quite a lot of steam come out of the top of the Ninja Combi. If that's a bit of a problem for your kitchen, just put a little fan up that disperses the steam in a way that it doesn't make, you know, the roof a bit wet or whatever. I really recommend the Ninja Combi. I love my Thermomix between the two. Now I can do just about anything. Let's thank the people that have helped us. And that's not us, of course, but please subscribe and like because we really need you to do that. I just realised we didn't take my headrest off, Carl. Simple Solutions. They do aged care and NDIS training. They're fantastic. They're a wonderful company in Hervey Bay. Hello World Travel, who help us with our tours for people with disabilities and bookings and things. Totally mobile, and they do scooter rentals, scooter repairs, scooter sales, and all sorts of medical equipment. And of course, my thanks to the NDIS, because without the NDIS, I would not be able to do the programs that I'm doing now. So that's it for now for this episode of Cooking on Wheels. Sorry, I've got a bit of burping there. Sorry, excuse me. It's been wonderful to do for you. I will be back again next week. It's been a great excuse for me to make a roast chicken dinner. So next week we'll do lamb chops, and we'll also do a stir fry with rice, and if you like, we'll even do a cake. All in the Ninja Combi. It's a great way to cook. Thanks very much, and see you again real soon.